In your first scenario in Payroll A, you've asked us to discuss how the application will handle the employee's negative sick leave balance. For each employee, we have different absence plans that can be configured for them. So in this case, I'm going to select this particular employee and I'm going to just click through the absence plans that they have defined and are associated with their particular employee ID. That can be based on benefits eligibility, rules, unions, etc., the particular position. So in this case, for Grover Cleveland, he has a sick accrual plan that has 32 hours of balance in it. And in your scenario, the employee actually requests more than 4 days of leave. They request 5 days of leave, and you ask what the system will do when that particular employee goes negative. You really have two options here, and it depends on how you have your absence plans defined. In the scenario that I'm getting ready to show you, we've defined the absence plan so that we do not allow for employees to go negative. That is up to you in your configuration. So we'll move forward with that particular assumption. So now we're going to assume that Grover has entered time for 40 hours of sick leave. So I'm going to go ahead and add a line here for sick for 40 hours for the date of 4/15/2015. And we're going to go ahead and edit this. The system's going to process the change associated with the additional time entry. And now we can see that we've got a message here that we may not have enough appropriate time for that. But we'll go ahead and do an inquiry, and now we can see that that 40 hours of time that we entered has actually been converted to 32 hours of sick time plus a docking of 8 hours. Since we've defined this particular absence plan to not allow negative balances, the system is going to reflect these particular usage of sick time as a decrease in my earnings on the employee's paycheck. As we begin to walk through the payroll process, we can see that if we drill back into the employee transaction detail for Grover Cleveland, for his sick accrual absence plan, we can see that we had the original beginning balance of 32 hours. We put in a record or a request for 40 hours of sick leave, and the system has basically created an 8-hour docking for the overage of sick time, and that's going to be reflected on the employee's paycheck. When we actually run payroll, we can see in the payroll report that's run that shows us earnings and deductions that down here for Grover Cleveland that we have the dock of the 8 hours that is coming out of the overall compensation for Grover for this particular pay period to reflect the 8 hours of sick time that he had that was not earned. Now, once payroll has completed, we can come back to Grover Cleveland's balances for his sick accruals and see that he has 0 available hours. And again, we have the whole history here within the transactions of all of the accruals of sick leave as well as the amounts of sick leave that have been taken throughout his employee history.